Hello, everyone. My name is Prof. Engineer Franks. I'm a DevOps engineer for over 5 years now. And today I want to talk to you about um, why are so many people rushing into DevOps careers, like getting into tech, into this specific area of tech. So based on my experience, we'll talk about this. And I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen. Screen one. Okay. So we're asking ourselves today, okay, what does a DevOps engineer do? So we look at a real world example, okay, plus, cloud kind of benefits. All right, so let's get to it. Okay. So first of all, what is DevOps? DevOps equals to development and operations. Okay, so the first thing you want to understand is that DevOps is a methodology. Okay, it's a process, it's an approach to software development. So now, if you walk into any bank, for example, you understand that there are processes, there are stages. So let's say you walk into a bank and you want to open an account, right? You have phases that you go through and you work with different teams, right? Probably the officer who welcomes you and checks documents and make sure you fill the forms and everything. This is the same person who is going to sign up that yes, these documents are okay and all of that. So we have a couple of stakeholders in every software development project, right? We have developers. That's why you see, you go to most universities, you have what students who are studying software engineering, and it can be, further subdivided into front end, back end, full stack, right? So these are those who are trained to build applications, right? So DevOps is equals to development plus operation. So development is everything that has to do with creating, bringing that idea into life. Operations is all about going to the market. How do we go to the market and how fast do we go to the market? How fast do we maintain the application? And how fast do we update our features or even add new features to the application? So again, what DevOps is all about what, it's all about automating building, testing, and deployment. Okay. Again, it's all about the software development lifecycle. So let's say, for example, we want to build a digital waste management system for all the cities across countries in Africa, right? Yeah, that is a project, that is a software. And the logic here is that, residents can easily track when a waste management, like a waste truck, okay, is approaching. They can see the schedule when they're going to arrive and they can, keep the stuff and the vehicle can pass by and pick it up. And then the city can also track to know that, okay, these guys are doing their job. They were on this street, they were on that street, they were on that street. So that is an idea, right? So I can take this idea now and go and meet a developer, right? And say, hey, you know what? This is what I want to do. And of course, um, he or she is going to ask more questions and then we'll come out with what they call SRS, which is the software requirement specification. And from there, we get into developing the application. So to develop means to create, right? When we develop, we have to test. And so it's to create or is to build. So every application is developed or built, right? And then there is a testing process of it, right? You have to test. And when you hear the word, when you see the word or hear the word deployment, it just means that we are we are taking the application to the market right now. It's being deployed to the customer. Okay. And DevOps also what enables fast, reliable software delivery. Now, because of automation. So you see where we have automation right there. So because of the fact that we are automating, this entire life cycle, this entire, our process, right? It takes us now less time to get our products to the market as compared to the previous approaches. Why? Because you have the development team and the operational teams working together, and everything is automated. So it means that you're what you are, automating the building process, automating what the testing process, and also what automating the deployment process. Okay. So what does DevOps engineers do? Okay, what DevOps engineers do. First is to build what we call, so these are the core skills, what you do. And this is why if you look at majority of DevOps job description, in fact, all DevOps job description, you are going to see, okay, um, the terms there, like, build, maintain, okay, CI/CD pipelines. So CI stands for continuous integration and CD stands for continuous deployment. I won't talk much, I won't go much into that, but this is what you're going to be learning, which is swim. So in fact, this is the core of DevOps, right? So you are interfacing with all the software development team because you have to build a pipeline for development. So when developers, their code, okay, they commit it into a source code repository, and then of course that some automation needs to be triggered at that level. So that is done through what we call a CI/CD pipeline. And then DevOps engineers also manage cloud infrastructure. Okay, cloud infrastructure. So we look at cloud providers like AWS and Azure, right? AWS, Azure, GCP. These are the three major cloud providers that we have today in the industry. So companies deploy their applications into the cloud. And so you need to be able to manage those infrastructure. First, you have to create the infrastructure. You have to manage the infrastructure, and then you have to secure the infrastructure. You also have to manage cost in the cloud. These are all skills that you need to learn. Now, one of the things that we do at work is to automate deployments. Okay, automate deployment. So let's say, for example, you look at your WhatsApp application, you will discover that the WhatsApp app now has, a particular feature called event. Now, I think 9 months ago we didn't have that, right? We didn't have events. We didn't have events. So that is a feature that was deployed. I imagine WhatsApp has more than 1 billion customers, right? So of course, that entire process is automated. Now, without DevOps, it would have taken them probably 1 year to deploy just that feature. But with DevOps, right, with a click, all right, the entire deployment is deployed to 1 billion customers all at the same time, to all of our devices and all of that, right? Now, the fourth core area, okay, that you are going to be trained on is how to monitor systems and fix issues. This alone can give you a lot of remote carriers. It's monitoring, right? So that, for example, imagine that the city of Lagos, right, have the entire Lagos on CCTV cameras, right? And these cameras are online. Anybody around the world can log into the system and monitor, make reports, okay, and be able to analyze the logs, analyze what they are seeing, and all of that. So this is what monitoring is all about, right? So when we deploy our application, the next big thing is to monitor because first we don't want downtime. So if you don't want downtime, one of the things that you need to put in place is monitoring. So what do you do as a DevOps engineer? Build CI/CD pipelines. That's what you're going to be trained on. Manage cloud infrastructure, automate deployments, and monitor systems. Okay. Now, a real world DevOps example, right? So you code and so let's say you want to build this our application. Let's call it clean. Okay, clean. KLIN. That's the app we want to build. And it's a waste management app. So what do? We, already designed the application, we discussed the software company and the business and everything. And we formed the team. So now you have the development team, QA team, and DevOps engineer. So what do? You at first, they're going to write the code, they push the code to GitHub, and then there's a CI/CD pipeline already in place. That application is going to be Dockerized, and then it's going to be deployed to the cloud. When it's deployed, there's some kind of, um, monitoring happening in place. And then deployment happens automatically in minutes. So these are some of the things that you're going to be seeing, right? How to automate deployments, how to automate deployments. So everything about DevOps is how to automate. How do you automate in the cloud? How do you automate monitoring? How do you automate testing? How do you automate, you know, deployment and all of that? So this is how to automate building, actually, right? So why do companies love DevOps engineers? Of course, the first advantage is faster releases because everything is automated right now. Previously, in the waterfall approach, right, they used to what we call a silos. What that means is that uh, developers were not working in close collaboration with testers. So it's like um, I build something and you need to evaluate it, but then I have to wait for how long? Nobody knows, right? Usually it used to take like 2 months to get a review or feedback from the testers. But because of automation, because the entire team is working together, it's like you're organizing a wedding and you have your photographer, you have your bakers, you have everybody in one WhatsApp group. So it makes it very easy to provide feedback because everybody is in the same place, right? So this becomes tools for collaboration. That's why we have WhatsApp groups, right? If you are running a project and you want faster collaboration, you want faster feedback, okay, okay, one of the things you want to do is you want to put everybody together so that they're able to see what each person is doing at the same time and provide feedback. So for instance, this is one of the things that you are going to bring to companies, and then less downtime. Yes, of course. Just imagine your Facebook application going down for a day, right? It's going to be disastrous. Even the WhatsApp app going down. So less downtime means that we are up and running, and we're making money, right? Because it's all about that. Better security. DevOps brings in this automated security mindset into the entire software development lifecycle, and that makes them highly desirable. Lower operational costs, of course. When we automate, right? When we automate, it just means that there is less manual intervention, and so that also means that because everything is automated, right? We have lower operational costs. So, and that's the reason why if you go to most of the supermarkets today, they have self checkouts, right? Yeah, so automatically does that. So what are the benefits of a DevOps and cloud career? Okay, we have first of all, there's a high global demand. So this is a global skill. That's the first thing you understand, right? It's a global skill. We have high paying roles, okay, remote work opportunities, and strong job security. These are some of the benefits that anybody wanting to switch into tech is going to be looking into and all of that. So of course, yeah, you can, start your DevOps journey with us at Lion Tech Academy Canada. You're going to learn practical DevOps skills, build real world projects, prepare for global tech careers or jobs, and then of course, we do offer this program online and in person as well. Okay, so thank you so very much. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you want to learn more about what we do here at Lion Tech Academy Canada, our phone number is 647-381-8836. And we look forward to working with you as you build a global tech career in 2026. Thank you so much. See you in my next video. And God bless you all. Shalom.